excited now. Hi everyone, I'll be honest, I can't remember what I last recorded about this project, so you'll have to bear with me if I jump about a bit, and I'm very sorry if this video is a bit jumpy because it has got out of sync from how I was intending to record it. And if you've watched my channel or followed me for a bit, you'll know that I sew for a business, it's my job. So sewing for my customers has to take precedence over when I can do projects for myself like this one. So yeah, sometimes if I don't get an item finished in a lot of time frame, it might be a while before I can pick it back up again. So yeah, so I do apologise if this video is a little bit jumpy, and I can't quite remember exactly what the last thing was I filmed, but as you can see, the dress is pretty much finished. I think all I had left to do was applying the leaves onto the dress and stitching them in place. So it's that side down there. So yes, I think that's all I had left to do last time I recorded, and as you can see, that is now done. These are all now stitched on. So the dress itself in its basic form is essentially finished. And this is, I'm hoping I'll be able to wear this when we go on holiday next summer. We're crossing our fingers that we'll be able to go to Disney World in Florida. So this will be a really nice dress to be able to wear while we're out there, because it's just a nice lightweight cotton summer dress, which should be nice in the Florida sunshine. So that was the idea. Well, I had two ideas with this dress. I wanted a dress that I would be able to wear potentially to Florida, because this holiday has been in planning for a long time while we sort of save up and work out what we're doing. So yeah, so I knew that there was the potential of a trip to Florida, that this dress could get worn at, so it'd be a great dress to wear in the parks. But originally this dress was supposed to be for Dapper Day at Disneyland Paris, which should have been in May this year. Obviously that didn't happen because of the plague, so the dress got put on the back burner. But yeah, so originally I was going to wear it to Paris in May, which weather-wise could go either way here in lovely Europe. Sometimes we get May, I mean, Paris, France generally tends to have slightly warmer weather than sort of we do in the summer, because it's kind of in sort of central mainland Europe. But May can still be one of those changeable months where it could be really warm and hot, which this dress would be lovely for, but it could also be a bit chilly and a bit wet. So unfortunately the cold does bother me, and I kind of wanted to wear make a little cover up for this, and I didn't want to just put a cardigan on. I know it's easy to do, you can just put a cardigan on, or sort of bolero kind of cardigan, a vintage style one. But I really don't want to cover up. I get this feeling that sort of any kind of cardigan is going to cover up the detail, which would be a shame. So my plan is to try and make a quick bolero that's just cut very wide around the shoulder, so it doesn't cover up too much, but it will be enough that it just covers in the back a little bit more as well. But then the other thing is, obviously I didn't wear this to Paris in May. This month, at the end of the month, is the official Dapper Day, or should have been the official Dapper Day event in Disneyland, California. And again, obviously that's not going ahead because the park just hasn't reopened since its lockdown in March, unfortunately. But the Dapper Day organisers, the official Dapper Day group, are doing a Dapper Day at home, or a stay home in style, hashtag stay home in style, if you want to follow that along on Instagram, where they'll be doing lots of online events and people will be sharing their outfits that they would have obviously worn to the parks. So yeah, so I really want to get this dress done for that, so that I can put some lovely pictures up online on my Instagram channel and Facebook and things like that. So yeah, and obviously with it being November here in the UK, it can be pretty chilly. It's technically winter, and this is not frozen or otherwise. This is not a winter dress. So yeah, so I definitely want to get a little cover up made, so that I can wear it even around the house. I will still feel cold even with the heating on. I don't like wearing strappy dresses and, you know, things in winter, and I don't like just racking the heating up to full whack. I like to wear jumpers and warm clothes in winter. So yes, I need to do something to make this a little bit more wearable for the day, and hopefully we'll get outside to get some nice autumnal photos with it as well, because that was obviously going to really suit the theming that they went for in the film. So that's the plan for that. Yeah, I want to get this jacket done. I might infinite wisdom, because why not? Why make life easy for yourself? I want to make a belt, one of my little sort of corset waspy belts. It's not really a corset, but it's corset. It has corset detailing on it, and I just think that'd be a nice finishing touch just to finish it in, and it would kind of echo the belt that Elsa wears in her costume in the film. So that is the plan for that. And then I also really want to make a petticoat that matches with the sort of the colours a bit more as well. But that is literally going to be if I really have time in the coming week. I have a white petticoat that I can wear with it. I do have a purple petticoat, but it's not really the right shade of purple. It's more bluey royal purple, whereas this is a very plummy pink purple. So my plan this afternoon is to see if I can make the little bolero jacket, and I'm just going to play around on the mannequin a little bit to see if I can sort of cut the shape that I want. I do have a bolero pattern that I use for my Etsy shop, which is a Victorian styled bolero. So it comes up quite high around the neck, and but it has a lovely shape at the back which kind of flares out over fuller skirts. I'd like to be able to incorporate that because I just love the style of it, but it's whether it's going to work with this style of dress and with cutting it quite sort of wide and open in the front. I don't know, so I'm going to have a play around and we'll see how we get it. Okay, so I have got the basic bodice pattern for the bolero cut out. I used my Victorian bolero pattern, which I've already cut out, prepped, that's the word. So I've used that as the base for the back of the jacket, and then at the front, again, I've used the front panels from that, but I've obviously cut it very, very open. Normally with my Victorian bolero, it fastens up at the neck and has a high collar as well. So yeah, so I've cut it very open, and you can see that looks quite nice. I may still need to just take a little bit out, just so it doesn't come too far over there, but I can play around with that when it's on the mannequin a bit more. But otherwise, really pleased with that. That looks pretty, and this is why I love my Victorian bolero design, because it just has this beautiful shape on the back, which just, I don't know, it just elongates your back, flows down your back, and it accentuates your waist as well. Boleros are great, but I do when they chop you off across the middle of your back. Personally, I don't think that's very flattering. You know, it depends on what you're wearing with, and all the rest of it. But yeah, I just love the shape of my Victorian bolero, and it just, because it's just got that Victorian bodice shape at the back, and it's just so pretty, and I love it. So yeah, so I'm really pleased actually with how that's looking, and that's going to look really nice, because it will just flare out over where the skirt starts to flare out as well, hopefully on the dress. So yes, I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, I'm not really going to do anything more of that. The lining is together as well, so I've just got to put them together. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to excuse these little notches here. These aren't meant to be here. This is just where the piece of fabric that I was cutting this out had this little notch, and it's just nicked into what is essentially the seam allowance. But I'm actually now going to probably cut this off and reshape this just a little bit. I think what I'm going to do to finish the edge is I'm going to do a binding in this blue taffeta. So what I'm going to do is take off the seam allowance around this front edge and around the neck, because obviously that would normally get folded in, so the actual finished edge line of this would be here. So essentially I'm going to cut off the seam allowance, and then I'm just going to bind over the edge, and then I need to cut the sleeves out and just check that they go in okay, but I've not really tweaked much on the armholes, so yeah, there shouldn't be any issues in that regard. I finished the little bolero jacket, which I'm really pleased about. So I think the last time you saw me, I was having a quick try on with it. I didn't need to do any major adjustments to it. It was all fitting fine. The only thing I did was I finished off the edge with this strip of bias binding. And all I did to alter the basic jacket was to take off the seam allowance around this point, and that's actually worked really well because it's, as you can see, it's just sitting nicely along the edge of the straps on the halter neck on the dress, and is not coming in too wide at the sides there either. And it actually sits nicely when you're wearing it as well, which is nice. Yeah, and then it's lovely and fitted in the back, and then the back of it flares out. And obviously when this mannequin's a bit of a weird shape, but when the skirt's got its petticoat under and it flares out a little bit, that's just going to sit really nicely under the back there, and that's just a really nice shape. I've been having a go at some embroideries. So these are ready-made embroideries that I bought from a seller on Etsy. Yeah, I'm still kind of getting to grips with my embroidery machine and sort of figuring out not how it works. I know the basics, I can plug in a design and embroider it, tell it to go. That's not too much of an issue. It's getting the sizing and the scaling right, and it's if the embroidery that I want to do is bigger than what my hoop can do. So this is a 4x4 hoop. Well, it's not actually a 4x4 hoop, it's a bit bigger than that, but my machine can only do a 4x4 area. Yeah, so it's not a particularly big area, which people did warn me about when I bought this machine, but it was a good deal on the machine. It's a second-hand machine. It's Disney machine, and it was. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a brand new machine if I didn't think I was going to get the use out of it. So I thought, well, if I go second hand, I'm not spending full whack on it, and it gives me a chance to have a play around, see if I get on with doing embroideries, and then obviously I can go from there, really depending on how much use I get out of it. This design here is the smallest version that the embroidery pattern that I bought will do. So it's designed for a 4x4 hoop, and as you can see, it is quite small, and it's a bit too small for the belt, really. I think it's going to look a bit lost on there. So I popped it into the software, which means I can play around with the design a little bit more, and I can chop bits out of it, make it bigger, make it smaller. So that's what I've been doing on this side. I could essentially just do 3 separate appliques, and obviously position them by hand, which is probably going to be the route I'll end up going, although it would be good to try and practice lining up motifs and things like that with my embroidery machine. Wasn't intending to do the whole belt and everything. This is like all additional stuff that I wasn't intending to do, and here I am doing it. So yeah, so that's what I'm playing around with at the moment. it's mail time. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting for this for, well, since middle of the week. It was a bit touch and go whether it was going to get here. Should have been delivered yesterday and it wasn't, and I've been stalking the postman every time he comes round. I'm at the window going, do you have my package for me? Because this is the finishing touch to my Frozen 2 Dapper Disneybound, and this is the hair flowers, the hair piece. So I'm very, very excited to open this package. I've seen some pictures on Instagram that the lovely lady at Guns and Posies has sent me to check I was happy with everything, but I haven't seen the actual thing. It's in here, so I'm excited to open it and see what she's made for me. And there's a couple of other little bits in here as well that I couldn't resist off their website. I will link the details for Guns and Posies in the description down below. But yeah, let's get this open. Try and open this without you seeing anything important. I shall open it this way and you can hopefully see a little bit, so we can label for a lovely Guns and Posies. And there is a little note as well which says, Joanna, thank you so much for your order. I hope you and Bruni have a fab Dapper Day. Isn't that lovely little handwritten note? You probably can't see that very well. There we go. That's so pretty, and got carefully wrapped up in here. It's huge. So these are some of the extra little bits that I bought, which I shall show you in a minute. But here, move that out of the way. Oh my god, that's so heavy. I've got to wear this on my head. Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that the cutest thing? Wow. So my brief was, obviously I wanted little Bruni there to be featured in some way, but I also sent these are the, don't fall on the floor, stay there. So that's the sample embroidery piece that I did ages ago to test out the colours for the leaf embroideries on the dress. So I very much wanted colours to tone in with those as much as possible, so it kind of works. So the idea is that I'm going to wear it on the side of my head, and then the leaves are flowing down here as well, so I kind of wanted that colour to flow down that side of me. So yeah, so I think she's done a great job. And if you look really carefully, there are some little frosty berries, and some of these sort of fronds have a little touch of sparkly frosty glitter. Oh, and that's my light has just died because my laptop has gone to sleep. Oh dear. I'll try that again. I can't remember what exactly I was last talking about, so I think I was showing you the little sparkly excuse me, the little sparkly details on there. So there's some little frosty berries and some little sparkly details in these fronds as well. So just a hint of sparkle. I didn't want it to be too Elsa-y, too snowflakey, too overly kind of wintry glittery. I very much wanted to keep that autumnal theme with the autumnal colours, which is that hint of frost, which is that overall theme that kind of seems to run through the film Frozen 2. And then the little Bruni figurine just poking his head out as well, which is super cute. So yeah, and that is mounted on the back, so it is on a bendy wire, so I can adjust it a little bit to suit the shape of my head and wherever I want to position it. And it's got these two whacking great crocodile clips on there, which I'm going to have fun poking those into my head. So the other bits I bought are actually for my Christmas collection. So if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you'll know that recently I have just done the pre-order for my limited edition Christmas collection, which I'm in the middle of making at the moment on my normal working days. And I'm hoping to actually get a little photo shoot done in the next couple of weeks, but that's all dependent on the plague situation and whether we can actually meet up, because we are technically in a lockdown at the moment, so I can't do, other than like I can do a selfie kind of photo shoot, but I can't get anyone else to model for me or anything like that at the moment. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do a socially distanced kind of photo shoot, but we at least get some more people together in a couple of weeks' time, but I don't know yet. But I bought a couple of little accessories to complement the outfits that I am making as part of that collection. It's based on these gorgeous vintage 50s Christmas cards, which have a kind of a Victoriana illustrations on them. So they're kind of a little bit kitsch, a little bit quirky. They've got a Victoriana, but of that 50s kind of feel to them. So I designed a little collection which kind of nods to, has a little bit of Victoriana feel, but it's very much a 50s kind of feel. It kind of fits into both camps. And I did two colour schemes. So there's a red, green and gold colour scheme. And then there's a frosty dark blue and silver colour scheme as well. And then there's lots of glitter and all kinds of pretty sparkly, shiny stuff, because I just figured that we need a bit of sparkle. And I call the collection Shimmer and Sparkle. I just thought, you know what? That's what it is. It's a little bit of shimmer and sparkle to brighten up our Christmas this year, because it's going to be a bit of an odd Christmas. So the first piece that I have bought, oh, that's so pretty. Ooh. So the first piece I bought is this little brooch, which is to go with the red, green and gold, kind of the traditional kind of Christmassy colours, and then a little Christmassy robin. Yeah, he is gorgeous. I love, and he's got beautiful shine to him, beautiful depth of colour, and he's a little bit sparkly as well in the brown hair. He's a little bit sparkly. Try and get him not to be reflecting the light, because he's I think he's made from resin. I'm not sure, but that's so pretty. So yeah, so that's a little brooch. That's really cute. And then the piece that I bought to go with the sparkly side of things, the blue, kind of that frosty, beautiful winter's night kind of, was the inspiration. Is a pair of earrings, and these are from Guns N' Posies' new collection, and I saw them, they only launched them this week, and I saw these and I was like, it's a pair of earrings and I can't get them out. Ooh. Wow, there's dangly. I haven't had dangly earrings like this for a long time. Look at those. They are beautiful sparkly snowflakes. Look at them, they are beautiful. Wow. So they are, yeah. They actually almost match with what I'm wearing. Oh, they are very, very pretty. So yeah, just a couple of little accessories just to go with And there's obviously the other one there as well. So there is a pair. How pretty are they? Yay! So that's one more thing crossed off the list to get everything ready for tomorrow. I've also twisted my husband's arm and he has volunteered. He's actually going to be dappering up with me. So obviously if we were out at a Disney parks together, we'd be obviously out as a couple, and we do try and kind of do a little bit of a matchy with our outfits, and he's not adverse to being a little bit dapper when he wants to as well. So yeah, so he's actually got an outfit, and yeah, obviously it's going to complement my Frozen 2 outfit. So you can probably guess what he's going to be, who he's going to be bounding as, but I will give you some more. You'll see some more details of that in the little shoot and little video that we're going to hopefully do tomorrow. I've made him a pair of trousers, which I've just made this week for him. So that's my vintage style, what I call and what I have listed on my website as my Victorian trousers, because they cross that kind of transitional period between the sort of Victorian into the Edwardian era. So they're high-waisted and they have the fishtail backing on them with buttons for braces, so they're really lovely vintage trousers. And he's got a waistcoat which I actually made for him a couple of years ago now, which he actually used for another Disneybound when we went to Disney for Halloween. Yeah, so he's got the waistcoat for that already, so that's one job I didn't have to do. And you know, if you can mix and match your outfits and use your items of clothing for different outfits, so much the better. I'm a strong believer in getting as much versatility out of your outfits as possible, which is why I didn't do anything fancy trimming wise on my little jacket, which again you'll see tomorrow. I could have put snowflakes and Elsa kind of motifs on it, but I was like, no, I'm just going to keep it plain, because it just means that then it's a nice jacket that I could throw on with other outfits if I need to as well. He's got a new shirt. I don't make shirts. A lot of people ask me, do you make shirts? I don't make shirts. So yeah, he has a shirt, and he also has a new hat as well. So yes, I can't wait to show you all the 2 finished looks and do some photos tomorrow. The weather is supposed to be okay, so yeah, fingers crossed, should all be good. It's a couple of days later now, so I just thought I'd jump on and sum up this video really and wrap things up for you guys. So to summarise, I'm really glad that I finally got this project done. It's been a long time getting completed, as I've mentioned at sort of a couple of points in the video. I started this project last year, and it actually came up in my Facebook memories just yesterday that it was a year ago that we went to see the film Frozen 2 at the cinema. And I know that I bought the fabric for this project and was starting to plan this project in October. So yeah, it's been over a year. So it's way overdue getting done, and I'm finally glad that I have done it. Yay. The reason being, again, as I've explained at a couple of points during the video, is one, this year obviously meant my normal deadlines went out the window. We didn't go on holiday in May, which is when I had originally intended to wear this outfit. And I have to fit these personal projects for me in around other work commitments and my customers. I had the Halloween project, which I do recommend. Go check out the video for that if you'd like to see what I made for that. Obviously the Halloween project had to be finished for the end of October. So again, that ended up being done before this project got done. And yeah, just lots of little things that just, you know, I had to keep putting this aside and only working on a little bit at a time. So I do apologise once again if the video seems a little bit jumpy. It's been filmed over several months, which I've tried as best I can in my editing to hopefully make it make sense for you guys. In general, I was really, really pleased with the dress. It turned out nicely, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to wear it in sunnier climes on holiday next year. Fingers crossed. It's a lovely, lightweight cotton summer dress with a bit of a Disney twist to it, so it's just me. Then little jacket was the ideal finishing touch to wear when the weather is a little bit more inclement. We were really lucky with the weather when we did the little shoot out in a local country park on Sunday. It was a lovely autumn day. It was a bit chilly. I do have to say, in between some of the footage, when I wasn't moving around very much, I did have to wear my big coat over the top. But it is November, but for a spring outing, you know, or slightly warmer sort of days, that jacket will be absolutely fine. And I loved how it turned out, tweaking my little Victorian bolero pattern so it had a more open neckline to suit the style of the dress, but still maintaining that really lovely shape in the peplum at the back. Worked really well, so I was really pleased with how that came out. And it's a nice plain jacket, so I can of course wear it with other outfits if I so wish. The other thing I just want to talk about was the belt, because I didn't show very much of the making of this. I think I just popped in some footage sort of looking at the embroidery and sewing that in place. And the reason for that is I've actually got a very similar video making one of these belts already up on my YouTube channel, so I didn't want to focus on that too much. I will put a link in somewhere up here to go straight to that video if you want to see it. And there'll be a link down in the description as well. Basically, the construction is very, very similar. The only difference is that on the original version in the other video is there is lacing on both sides of the front panel here, rather than this the bowling channel. I wanted the embroidery to be the focus, so this one just has a single lacing section at the back to put it in nice and snug to your waist. Other thing about this is that I have made it reversible. So if I'm having a day when I'm really not feeling my Elsa best, I can just flip this belt around. And then the final thing I just wanted to talk about a little bit more, which I didn't cover quite so much in the video. So again, I apologise that I didn't cover this sooner. But I just wanted to show you my little Bruni figurine and talk about him a little bit more, because I didn't go into that at an earlier point. So he is a 3D printed figurine. He was made by my lovely husband. I think he found the file, is the technical term, on Thingiverse. 3D printing is not my fault, that's my husband's bag. So yeah, I just take advantage where I can. So Bruni was a 3D printed model, which my husband did for me. And then you saw the footage of him being painted, I believe, and then he was sent off to the lovely ladies at Guns and Posies, who put him into the gorgeous flower fascinator for me, and what a fab job they did as well. So yes, I just want to explain him a little bit more in case you wondered where he came from or how I came by him. So it was nice to just have a couple of days to get a little bit dressed up, and, you know, put a little bit of effort in. Don't get me wrong, I have days, you know, where I quite happy to stay in my pyjamas all day long, but occasionally it's nice to get get dressed up and put a pretty dress on and do your hair and makeup. I've not had many opportunities to do that this year, which it's a shame, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to a bit more normality next year. It was just little things like on the Sunday after we came back from the photo shoot, obviously we kind of kept our outfits on because that's the whole point of Dapper Day, that you stay dapper for the whole day. And so I ended up doing dinner in it and things in the kitchen, which and it was a bit like the feeling you get if you get dressed up on Christmas Day, or you know, a sort of holiday like that, and yeah, you still have to do some of your household chores in the kitchen, you know, cook the dinner and stuff, and it was that kind of feeling, which was kind of nice. So yeah, it's that little buzz of thinking, I've made some effort today, but I've still got to do the other stuff. It's weird but nice. If you take part in Dapper Day, I hope you had a great day. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do give it a like if you have, and please do subscribe and click to get notified of when my next video goes out, or go check out the other videos in my channel as well. If you want to support my channel, you can buy me a coffee over on my Ko-fi account, which I will link to down below. So I hope to see you guys in my next video on my next sewing adventure, whatever that may be. Take care, guys. Bye.